Perfecting your 1/4 inch seam can take a little bit of practice, but here are some tips. Now we're going to show you 2 different feet that you can use that are purchased separately. One is a 1/4 inch foot with guide. This one's the clear version. You can also get a metal version. And then another one is the 1/4 inch end stitch foot that you use in conjunction with row 2, stitch number 10. That's kind of my favorite one lately. Now, depending on which way you end up going, you have some options. If you're using the one where your needle does not move, you can utilize the straight stitch throat plate. That way, that single little hole is going to make sure that no corners of your fabric get dipped down in there when you start, especially when you start at a corner and you're sewing corner to corner and you know that little point sometimes goes into your throat plate. This will solve the problem. If you use that, go to your set menu and tell the machine the stitch with safety. You're going to engage that. And then that way when you put this on, it won't let you pick a stitch like a zigzag or a stitch that moves the needle and it would break. Then when you're done, turn that off and then you can go ahead back to regular stitching. Let's go out of that area. So if we're just going to use the regular 1/4 inch foot with guide, you can just put it on and then line up your edges. Touch the foot down button 2 times so then you can move the fabric side to side. Set it for either woven light or woven medium. That's going to shorten your stitch length down. You decide which one that you like the most. I also usually prefer using a slightly thinner thread, like an Aurifil quilting thread. Those are really nice. And then as you stitch, you just use the guide and keep that nice and running. Now, if you want, you could bump the needle position just a hair to the right, and that will still clear this foot and give you a little bit more of a scant 1/4 inch, if you've heard about that. And then measure it out when you're done and see which one is the most accurate for your way you guide the fabric. Everybody kind of guides it down a foot slightly different. So you can measure this, see what the final result is. Now, here's another option. This one is using the foot, the 1/4 inch edge stitching foot. So what this is set up for, do you notice how the line is slightly to the side, plus this almost looks like a regular presser foot, just kind of offset, and it is. You use this though in conjunction with stitch number 2. So we'll go to our stitch menu, and do you notice the stitch menu 2 has a 1/4 inch? That's the stitch. So if you just push OK, it goes right to stitch 10 in row 2. Now when you use this foot, we'll just lower it 2 times. It's kind of hovering. I can set this where I want. Then I can use this. And there's that line that will guide you. Now on both these feet, there are markings in front and behind the needle. You can also get 1/8 of an inch seam allowances by using the inside of the toes. You can start in a 1/4 inch. You can stop a 1/4 inch from the edge. Whatever your pattern has told you to do. Here you can also bump that needle position a hair or less more to get that scant 1/4 inch. And again, just do some practicing and see which one really is the most accurate for the way you're sewing. For me, this last way has been my favorite as I've gotten more sewing done on these machines.